All right, it is now time for week 6 of the fantasy show. Very interesting week 5, a lot of higher scoring matchups. Let's look at what happened here last week in week 5, starting with my matchup versus Rat. This one was a very heated matchup before the week started of football. And Rat pulls out a win 145.46 to 117.68. Obviously, if you look at his team last week on the show and compare it to his actual lineup, it is totally different as Rat made a couple
Oh,
trade rape trades for this week that we will get into here in a second, including getting last minute on Saturday night from his good buddy Ernie, the love of Ernie's life. Rico Dowdle he gives to Rat for free after Rat made a trade earlier in the week for Chuba Hubbard from Pook, and then Chuba Hubbard was out with an injury the very next day. So great trading there by Rat. But he makes up for it and gets bailed out by Ernie late Saturday night to get Rico Dowdle the backup, who then goes into that game and pops off for 200 yards, a touchdown, and 32 huge points. So good trading by Rat. I'm not going to give him full credit though for that trade because we all
well,
know what he gave up for that trade was peanuts. And if anybody else had Rico Dowdle, like Pook or anybody else, he probably has to pay way more to get Rico Dowdle. But we all know Ernie had no use for Rico
receipt
Dowdle, and
prices.
Rat was probably in his DMs crying that he needs him to beat me this week. So of course, Ernie just shoves him off for Njoku and 13 fab. Baker Mayfield had a nice game for Rat with 26 nice points. JK got into the end zone as well. Nico got into the end zone, so Rat's team came alive. Devontae Smith, after bitching all week, finally had a nice game. Although I guess they should have ran in the second half more, but he had a nice game. Got him points in the second half. That
Well,
trade with Pook definitely did not work. Chuba Hubbard and Brunton Strange, they both got hurt. So what? We'll see how
Hello?
long Strange is now out for. Xavier Worthy just did mid, and then also Cheese decided to gift Rat with an RB1 for this week as well in Michael Carter for not too much for a cuff. Great trade
Thank
by
you.
Cheese.
You were
Cheese,
saying it was good last week. Shut the
Cheese, you've
fuck up.
had a lot of good luck trading running backs before they even play this year, Cheese. You
Uh,
might want to start taking these backup running
I'm
backs
just
and let them
saying,
play a week first to
who
see their
wants to trade
value
me next? Whoever I trade
before
next
you
will pop
just
off.
yeah,
Golfer,
maybe you
do my
should trade
matchup
R.J.
last, please.
Harvey.
Thank you.
On my side, 117, not great, but definitely not as bad as those first couple weeks. Bo Nix came alive late in the game. Before that, it was looking like he was going to get single digits against a tough matchup there with the Eagles with Love on bye. Genty did okay. Pollard, who I acquired in the biggest trade rape of the century, according to Rat and Cronky. Got
yeah,
14. I guess that's like as
free
good as I
trades,
could have hoped
peanuts.
for. Yeah, I traded him for peanuts,
That's
it
like gonna
won't
which
be
be
that's
my
gonna be a
matchup.
season
included
high.
way more fab than what Rat traded for Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, but I traded a
But
better player.
I don't really think you did. You traded a tight end that was about to be dropped until he had a good game this past week. And Ernie didn't even start him anyways. Brian Thomas still holding out hope that he eventually gets his shit together. He did have two red zone, end zone targets. One he got fouled on, and the other he just didn't catch. If he gets a touchdown, that's a 20-point game. He's getting targets. I'm still optimistic. I'm not ready to throw in the towel on him yet. Marvin Harrison did okay. Started the wrong tight end. Ingram had a touchdown. Andrews is going to be ass now with no Lamar. He's out of there. I did make the right final flex play with Rashid Shaheed catching that long touchdown pass. He looked good. Um, but other than that, not much juice on my team after the huge scoring week last week. We all talked about how it could come back down to earth some, and it definitely did this week. So congrats to Rat. It was a much needed win. The way Rat was trading this week, it was like his season was on the line, and it kind of was at 1-3. He didn't want to go 1-4. So congrats to him on getting a much needed win for his team to put him to 2-3 and fall me to 2-3 as well. Go ahead, Rat. Your comments after a big win by your team this week.
My team's back. We're running through a wall. We're winning, and we're back.
Your team is back.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're thinking Rico Dowdle and Michael Carter are going to continue to do this then?
yes, sir.
Hmm. All right. Interesting. Anybody else want to make any comments on this matchup?
No,
No comments, Cheese, on
no.
Cool.
anything? Okay. No Michael Carter comments?
I mean, he's like a fill-in for 2 more weeks, and then
Fake Rats team sucks.
Trey Benson's
Okay.
back, and then
Trey
Alright.
Benson.
I
Well,
mean,
he still could be. I'm just saying, it's gonna be a big muddled mess when everybody's healthy and
I'm
returned.
just a little surprised, Cheese, after all your comments about Woody Marks last week about
I
how
still
many
believe in Woody
times
Marks.
how
I still
many
believe in him.
times does an RB1 come available
That's
and
not
then
real
you
RB1.
got an RB1 and you just traded him away without even seeing
Not
him
real
play a
RB.
snap?
Not real RB1. You also said Trey was good last week, so I'm
How
not hearing it.
how isn't it
Cheese.
how
Because it's
isn't
gonna
it an
split work,
RB1? The
and
other
another
guy
running back's
dropped the
coming back
ball at the
healthy.
goal line. Huh?
It's an RB1 for 2 more weeks.
I mean, Trey Benson didn't look great when he was the guy. If Michael Carter keeps running like he did this week, it might be his job.
Okay.
Although I don't give any stock to Rico Dowdle. I know Rat's trying to spin the Knuckles and
Well,
Sonic Lions
oh,
thing.
back. My team's so back.
That has zero
Give
chance.
it to Monty.
Okay.
Oh, it has all the chance in the world.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Moving on then to the next matchup. Let's move on. Tyler defeats Ernie. So, maybe Rico Dowdle could have helped Ernie win this matchup this week, potentially. Ernie 114.74 to 130.34. Tyler now moves to 4-1, top of the standings. He, posted that long message in the chat yesterday. He's feeling good. You can tell he's feeling good about his strong start to the season. He's putting up about 130 plus every week. 4-1 sitting good. Ernie falls to 2-3. Buffalo had that great game, or New England had that great game against Buffalo, and Drake May made a lot of good plays down the stretch, but it didn't really turn into a fantasy type of game. Only 12 points. Barkley did all right, but as we discussed already, he didn't get many opportunities, but did get that touchdown catch. Judkins had a nice game, had a touchdown wiped off due to penalty, or else he could have had a much bigger game. AJ Brown once again continues to be just a mediocre disappointment. He's going to keep complaining, but I don't know if it's going to turn into fantasy production. Garrett Wilson continues to be Ernie's best wide receiver by far. Schultz did all right, even though he did start the wrong tight end as he made the trade for Njoku, who had 18, and then didn't start him. Montgomery did good though, and then Quentin Johnson finally had his first kind of bad game of the year. Lost a fumble, only 6.9 points. Also got a little banged up with a hamstring issue, so kind of a little concern there for Ernie. I guess we could wonder, is Quentin Johnson just going to continue to be the guy for the whole rest of the season? I don't know, but that's not a great game for him to get a low game and also get an injury. Maybe that derails him a little bit. On Tyler's side, Rachaad White had to step in for Bucky Irving, and good thing Tyler had the cuff because he had a great game with 23 points. Kenneth Walker continues to be a little disappointment. That's like the one kind of disappointing thing on Tyler's team. He has a lot of these mediocre games if he doesn't get into the end zone, and Charbonnet likes to steal the goal line carries for some reason. Puka Nacua just continues to put up 20-plus point games. The guy's just a beast wide receiver this year. He's getting 10-plus targets. He's getting touchdowns. He's getting everything. Tyler had to start Wan'Dale Robinson, who didn't do that great, but Travis Kelce had a nice game, 19 points, and then his flexes both got about 10. Overall, just a solid overall performance. Nothing really crazy from Tyler, but when you got Puka putting up 20 plus, you throw in Kelce or Rachaad White getting a 20 pluser, and that's how Tyler scores over 130 every week. And he's a tough team to beat right now. Comments on the Ernie Tyler matchup this week?
Tyler has the best team in the league.
The best team. Okay. Wow. Better than Zombies, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right. Anybody else? Any comments on this matchup?
Nope.
All right. Moving on then to the next matchup. We had another kind of higher scoring affair with Kroenke getting a much needed win. 136.3 to 114.72 over Ants. So we talked a lot about Ants' team last week with the Neighbors injury. How is he going to overcome it? Well, he did score a little bit less than he had been scoring in the weeks past. And falls to Kroenke. Kroenke had a good game from Hurts. He had to start Charbonnet, which actually worked as he got a touchdown, like I said, on the goal line, stealing that goal line carry. Jordan Mason did all right, even though he fumbled. Um, JSN continues to just be a beast wide receiver with 27 huge points. Another monster game from him. Him and Puka Nakua have been just beasts all season long. Jalen Waddle also had a breakout game with 23 big points. We will talk about a big trade that Kroenke made, so he kind of cashed in on this big Waddle game. Um, the big disappointment for Kroenke's side was Jamison Williams only getting 2 points. Not only did it hurt his lineup in fantasy, but it also hurt our bet, our parlay. So that was rough. But then Stephon Diggs coming through. This matchup was
Diggs.
close going into Sunday night. And then Stephon Diggs broke it completely open and was the big difference in the matchup with 24 huge points. Kroenke was very high on Diggs so far this season, and is refusing to trade him paid off this week. So that was a big move, although now he is cashed in on Diggs, which we'll talk about in a minute. But overall, big win for Kroenke. Did not want to fall to 1-4. Falls Anth back to 3-2. Kind of gets the standings even tighter as always in this league. Anybody want to make any comments? Kroenke, you want to make comments on your win over Anth?
It's always nice to kick the fucking shit out of Anth. Just awesome.
Okay.
Really just laid the groundwork of what this league really is. This is no fucking fitty farty. You can't just come in here and think you own shit, buddy. I fucking just laid the law, belt to fucking ass, and it's
Wow.
going to continue to be that way.
Husa might have the
Alright.
best 2-3 team.
Really?
Well,
Okay. Yeah, well, with the trades he's made,
Let's
we'll look at his
relax there.
lineup here in the preview of
team's
next week.
ass.
It does look pretty good moving forward. Not
I
gonna
mean,
Next
lie.
week.
I don't know
This
what it's
week,
like down there
yeah.
at 2-3, but I'm sure he's one of
Okay.
the
All
better
right,
teams.
cheese. Yeah, the worst 4-1 team I've
Oh,
ever seen.
So, right,
Gonna
you
get the
seem to
Cheese
be
matchup
disagreeing with
next.
Cheese saying he has the best 2-3 team. I know you're not
I
saying
have
your
the
team
best
is
2 and
better.
3. Yes,
Oh my
Sonic and
God.
Knuckles.
Oh my God.
But
Just
we're
Hey,
back.
Rat,
Just
Rat.
Just
What?
That doesn't work on the Carolina
Just
Panthers.
stop.
Well, you're about to find out.
Oh God. Okay.
Who do they play next week?
Dallas.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Looking at
Dallas
Ant's
has-
team, James Cook had his first bad game of the year. Didn't get into the end zone, which also cooked our betting parlay. So rough game finally from him. He did have a nice game by Brees Hall and a nice game by Laporta. But he has since shipped Brees Hall out in that trade, and I think maybe improved his team a little. Patrick Mahomes, though, continues to look like a very good fantasy quarterback this year. He looks like a couple years ago, Patrick Mahomes. Another big game, 26 points. Plus, he's going to get Rasheed Rice back soon. So that's kind of the one bright spot moving forward for Anth. But big win for Kroenke there as he needed it. All right, moving on to the
I'll say
next.
something about Ant.
Okay, go ahead.
Like Kroenke said, your time is up. Your time's up, buddy. It was
Really?
fun for the first 5 weeks. It's welcome to the league, bud.
Wow,
Welcome
strong
to the
statements.
actual
Even
league.
after the trade he made?
Yep.
Wow.
Yup, his team sucks.
Wow.
Welcome to the league, Ant.
Oh my God, strong statements from a guy that has 2 Carolina Panther running backs that he's planning on.
I have your boy Dobbs.
Interesting.
So.
Okay. All right. Then moving on to the highest scoring matchup of the week. This was a close one and a heartbreaker for Slaps as he falls to Zach 161.76 to 150.72. So we talked about last week Slaps kind of blowing it up after that loss, after the injury. And then he trades away Hurts and McBride, but his team still did perform this week, putting up 150 points. Fields had a nice game against Dallas, although a lot of that was in garbage time as that game was a blowout. It looked like he wasn't going to get anything. Kyron Williams started him off with a really good start to the week with 31. The problem was Jonathan Taylor matched him on Sunday with a hat trick of touchdowns. Second straight week we've seen a running back score 3 touchdowns. Last week it was Genty, this week Taylor. So that was big for Zach. And then obviously the biggest thing for Zach was the emergence of Bill for the Commanders. He had a couple bad games and wasn't looking great, and then he pops off this week against the Chargers with 111 yards, 27 big points. Also, Jamar Chase gets 29 when it wasn't looking very good in the first half. He pops off with 2 touchdowns, a very nice touchdown catch in the back of the end zone as well. So that was massive. That really kind of wrapped up the win for Zach in it was close all the way until the Jamar popped off at the end. I mean, Slaps had some big performances too. I mean, Fat Diarrhea Debo just continues to look really good. Slap started Darren Waller after trading away McBride, and that worked with 18 points. Darren Waller moving forward could be a sneaky good tight end with not many options now to throw the ball to in Miami. I mean, last year Miami had a similar thing. They had, what was the tight end they had? That Jonnu Smith. And he, in the second half of the year, popped off when there wasn't really anybody else to throw to in Miami. So maybe it could be a similar thing this year with Waller now that Hill is out. So that could be decent for Slaps. I mean, Zach Ladd had an okay game, finally got his first touchdown. All he had to do was be traded off of Cheese's team to finally get a touchdown.
All right, but
Kincaid.
okay.
Kincaid had 100 yards receiving. He has been a beast so far this year. These middle of the ground tight ends have been sleepers so far and have been huge. Kincaid, Waller now, Ferguson. So those type of guys have definitely looked like the tight ends to get this year over the Brock Bowers of the world. Nick Chubb got into the end zone. I mean, didn't look great, but got the touchdown to bail him out with 12 points. And I mean, all this, Zach scored 161 points while taking a 0 with Jalen Tolbert getting 0 points. Well, that is impressive from Zach's team in a much-needed set after scoring not very much last week against me. He bounces back in a big way. Unlucky to Slaps as he falls 3-2. Could easily be 4-1 if he played like anybody else. So unlucky to him. But that's how fantasy goes. 50% luck. Is Zach still here? All right. Anybody else want to make any comments on this matchup?
Look, we're not going to say Ladd's back yet. He had like 30 yards. Okay,
Ladd is back.
he's not
But he
back.
got in the end zone.
5 for
Yes, but
7,
he's
39
more of
touchdowns.
a flex like touchdown or bust type of guy now.
All right, well, we'll see. Maybe
I mean,
if
that could change.
If Quentin
That could
Johnson
change.
is hurt, that
could change, but for at least like I would say
At least he played
He's
this
sold
week,
on
unlike
again.
Scary Terry.
Terry's playing this week, and Terry is the number 1 guy in his team.
Okay, I don't know
Fuck,
about
you guys
that.
fucking doubt me all fucking year, and I'm
Buddy,
telling you.
that last
Yeah,
comment you
what?
made, I don't know if that's accurate. Fat Diarrhea
Debo.
looks like the one wide receiver one of that team.
Because Terry's been hurt.
He
Terry
wasn't hurt
was
like the
out.
first couple weeks.
They didn't pay Terry all that money not to use him.
I don't know. Okay. All right, so unlucky for Slaps. Keep your head up. I'm sure he'll be looking to make more trades this week, but I mean, you score 150 points, you just get unlucky.
Yeah, Chase Brown is back with Joe Flacco.
Maybe. We'll see. All right, then moving, so we go from the highest scoring match of the week to the toilet bowl of the week. Another struggling points for Bill. He does get over 100 points this week and picks up a much-needed win. 105-93 sends Pook to 0-5. Ouch.
Yeah, it's over.
And to make things worse for Pook, not only did he fall 0-5 with not scoring a lot of points and facing somebody that didn't score a lot of points, but all the one-win teams won, which makes it even worse for Pook. So rough. I mean, Pook did make some comments before about how he was kind of getting unlucky, which he was the previous weeks, but then he finally gets a good matchup against a team not very good, not scoring a lot of points, and then his team shits the bed even worse. By only scoring 93. So very rough. Dak Prescott was kind of the one bright spot besides Jefferson, who he has since traded away. So he kind of pressed the nuke button this week after a loss like this, going to 0-5 in a winnable matchup, you kind of have to press the nuke button at that point, just to change up the team morale. But overall, just a lot of pathetic run. He had to start Taysom Hill with Brock Bowers being out hurt, and that did not work. He had to start the Tennessee wide receiver who did nothing. Henderson continues to not look like the guy that a lot of people thought he would. He just doesn't get the opportunities. And with all those guys fumbling, and with Stevenson fumbling, you would think he would get more opportunities, but he still doesn't. Pook's kicker got hurt during the game as well, so that just added to injury. I mean, this team is looking rough. Now, he has made a trade, which we'll talk about in a minute, but, I mean, not looking great for Pook. On Bill's side, it didn't look much better from Bill than the past few weeks. So I would still be a little concerned if I'm Bill. I think that 2-3 record is kind of a smokescreen for Bill's team. Herbert continues to not look as great as he did at the start of the season. Um, Although, Bill has three quarterbacks, which we keep talking about every week, but when they all three kind of do the same mediocre 15, it's like, what are you going to do with that? Gibbs did okay. The real star, once again on Bill's team, it seems like we keep being a broken record with Bill's team. Every week we say the one bright spot is Ibuka, which it is once again 31 huge points. Just a beast, 163 yards and one touchdown. Just give him the Rookie of the Year award already. Or Offensive Rookie of the Year. Derrick Henry continues to be a concern. I mean, I think it's kind of easy to say. With Derrick Henry goes Bill's team. I mean, Bill won in the early weeks with Henry having a monster game, and has Bill's team has looked bad the last 3 weeks with Henry not being good. So that's kind of where Bill's team is right now. I mean, he started Kendra Miller, who didn't do much for fantasy. Did hit his prop though. Shout out to that. Slayton, he had to start, who didn't do anything. Hunter Henry came back down to earth. McMillan did okay, but not good enough for Bill in most weeks. But this week it was good enough to beat Pook. Comments on the Toilet Bowl matchup of the week and Pook falling to 0-5 after having a winnable chance this week.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Two shit teams.
Okay.
and Pook won't even trade Scadabo. He's not even fucking fire selling properly.
Maybe you didn't offer him anything.
He's
didn't even
fire-
counter.
I mean, he has
What was your
fire
offer?
sale
Let's
this
hear
week.
it.
Jeez.
It was yeah, I'm opening my direct messages. Hold
I
on.
want to
I
hear
do
this.
find
so we
it
can
kind
just
of
make fun of it.
interesting,
Well, I offered him Jacoby Myers, but I forgot he had Bauer, so that makes sense. That's fair. I want to go
Jacoby
with-
Myers for
Trying to
Scadabo?
trade Bauer.
as an opener, okay? I forgot.
Okay.
And then I offered Hollywood Brown and like anybody else. And he was like, no.
Okay, jeez. That's
So-
why you're not getting any response. Those
Buddy,
are
he
god
seems
awful.
shit. He needs 2 for
Those are
1.
god awful. Yeah, he doesn't need Hollywood Brown on his
But
team.
I don't
or
think he wants
fucking-
RJ Harvey and Woody Marks after their
Myers,
performances.
Come on, jeez.
I think
Come on.
he needs a running back with
I
that.
do find it interesting, though. I am gonna say one thing along the lines of what Cheese is saying. He went through like all of our teams and said who he liked off of our teams like last week. And he said he liked Marvin Harrison on my team. He said he liked Pickens on my team. So when the Justin Jefferson trade offers were being
that
sent,
was
I
pretty-
sent him an offer including those two guys. And he said he couldn't trade Bowers because he had a bye coming up or something. So I said, okay, so send me an offer then without Bowers in it, just for JJ. And I was assuming it was going to include the two guys that he said he liked on my team, Marvin Harrison and Pickens. And I never received any offer. So just
Well,
typical
also,
Pook. He only wants people to send the offers.
he offered me Kier and Bowers for Sutton and Jake Ferguson, which is ridiculous. So
I'm just saying, I think you should just unlike people if you're not wanting to try to negotiate with them, because I sent an offer with those two and I never got any counters back. And I even DM'd him too and said, are you going to counter without Bowers in it, since apparently Bowers was the sticking point originally? But
He also had to be trolling starting Taysom Hill, but yeah, that's just him.
I mean, he didn't really have any other option.
No, there was a bunch of options in Taysom Hill. There was the Giants guy. There was the Seahawks guy before the
Well,
week.
he believed in the Taysom Hill magic that happens once every.
Yeah,
20
and he has
weeks.
Kamara, so I didn't understand that. I don't understand wanting the guy that fucks the other guy. I don't know.
I don't know,
Um,
but it's a scary. I never thought I would see Pook at 0-5 to start the season, and this week you can't really complain about unluckiness because he had faced a beatable player. All right, moving on then to the final matchup of Week 5. We saw Cheese take down Zombie in the closest matchup of the week. This one was a barn burner all the way down to the end, and we were so close to our first ever tie ever. We were like literally a couple minutes away from our first ever tie. It was literally tied at 134.
And fucking
It was
fucking
so
the Jew
close
ruined
until
it.
Hollywood,
Fucking Jewish motherfucker.
on the final drive of the
ruined it.
game for the Chiefs, Hollywood makes a catch to give Cheese the victory over Zombie.
Jewish
136.12
motherfucker.
to
What did I do?
134.12.
You ruined it.
So close. But it's a big win for Cheese. He goes to 4-1. Not entirely sure how Cheese is 4-1, but he is.
I told you why,
When I
but
look
you
at
don't.
Cheese's team, to me it looks more like a 3-2 or 2-3 type of team. But he's 4-1, and Zombie, after taking over first place last week, falls to 3-2. Although he did score a decent amount. Josh Allen did okay with 19. Christian McCaffrey did his normal thing on Thursday night to get Cheese started. The $115
scripted.
man, Woody Marks, did not.
Whoa.
He got game scripted. They
Did
benched
not
everybody the
perform.
second half.
Yeah, but he also didn't get in as much as I thought he was
Well,
going to. They
I
still went
hope.
to Chubb a decent
I
amount.
still have hope because Nick Chubb
And
did
then
look
Chubb
like
gets
utter
the
garbage. So
touchdown, which makes it
I
even
look pretty good
worse.
for being
Chubb did not look good. I'm gonna say that. You can't say Chubb looked good.
11 carries
You
for
can't say
61.
Chubb looked
Not
amazing.
that bad.
He got more
Oh,
carries
what?
than Woody Marks, and he
11
got
for
the
Look,
touchdown.
61 is
I
not
Which wasn't
think-
like a goal line touchdown. It was like an 11-yard
I
touchdown.
still believe he got game scripted. There's better days ahead.
I don't know how you
Game
can say he
scripted.
got
I
game
think
scripted.
you fucked
Jeez,
up
when
and
they're
you
winning
just-
by that much, he should have been the one putting them up by that
They put the
much.
backups. They
not
put the backups
Chubb.
in.
Not Chubb.
He did a lot of passing touchdowns. What do you want from me?
I don't know. If he had 11 carries and Chubb had 7, then I would agree with you. But he
How
didn't
many
have
carries did Chubb have? Like the 10?
11. I just said 11 carries.
Okay, I mean that's still pretty close. I mean, I think
Yeah,
at worst
but-
it'll be a split
I
going
don't.
forward.
I still
Chubb is-
somewhat like
Chubb is
Woody
the guy.
Marks, but I was expecting after his big week last week for them to give him like 75% of the workload and Chubb 25.
Well, their coach is a terrorist, so
And he only had 39%. I don't know.
who has Chubb?
Zach, what? And he started.
So if you take that touchdown away, Chubb would have had like 5 points. So I mean, he wasn't looking
Yes.
amazing.
He would
more than-
still have more than
Yeah,
Mark.
but Chubb is always touchdown dependent. We've been saying it the whole year.
I don't know.
Chubb
I
is
think
touchdown
I
dependent.
think he'll get the post bye rookie bump. I believe later half of the year.
All
He'll-
right.
he'll turn it back on.
And then Cheese, like we said, he needed Hollywood to get him that one catch on that final drive to win it over Zombie and avoid the tie, and that happened. So boo, because we all wanted the tie, but good for Cheese. And I was kind of happy, even though I wanted the tie, I was kind of happy that it was Hollywood Brown that came through for Cheese after
I mean,
Rat called
I
this
don't know what
guy
you're trying to say. But,
non-existent and not
I mean,
even
Pollard
worth
would have won
anything.
Cheese without sweating.
Not
He would have
even
not had to
worth
sweat.
anything.
That's gonna
And
be
he
Pollard's
still
highest
came
score
through.
of the season, by the way.
Cheese
He's never
would've-
scoring higher than that.
Hey, he had
Cheese.
8 targets. I don't know how you can call
Cheese.
somebody non-existent when you get
I don't want to
8
hear fake.
targets.
If you're under 500, stop talking.
Oh, here we go. It's the
Wow.
lucky ass Cheese 4-1 win.
Lucky?
This team is ass.
Sutton looked good. Ferguson continues to look really good. You know, yesterday Kroenke was on his high horse after that rape, saying, oh, I think I have won every single trade that I've made.
No,
this
I
year.
he
think so.
hasn't.
I'm
I
such a
agree.
great trader. And then I had to point out to him he wanted to go back and look at all his trades so he could continue to hype himself up. And I said, well, Kroenke, since you're going back and looking at your trades, I can tell you for sure one trade you haven't won, and it's the one that you felt the most confident about, the Tucker Kraft for Ferguson trade. You definitely didn't win that one. So then he went back and looked and was like, yeah, you know what? I actually didn't win that trade. So at least he admits it. So good trade, Cheese. I think that's the only
not the
trade
main
you
character, not the main character.
Here we go. Now Kroenke's here.
Not the main character.
Kroenke, you want to make any comments on your? Oh, you already made comments, but you were still here. All right, never mind.
Yeah,
But
belt
other
to
than
ass
that,
on Amp. Amp, you do not belong in this league.
All
No,
right.
I
You
agree.
took a spot of somebody that actually had a foundation and a fucking resume to be in this league, and you took his spot.
What
Who's talking? I'm not the
Matthew
main-
Thomas.
what
Who's-
foundation?
You're not
Matt
the main
was
character.
last
You won't
place
shut the
last
fuck up.
year.
Interesting.
I don't think Matt would be 3-2 right now based off his last couple years. That's all I'm gonna say. Addison, 15 points with a touchdown, and that's pretty impressive stat line considering he was benched the whole first half of that overseas game.
Addison is looking good.
So that was a surprise that he got that many points. I thought he was going to get like nothing the whole game after hearing he was benched. McLaughlin continues to look like a very strong kicker this year as he gets a ton
It's
of
not that hard,
opportunities.
Zach. It's not that hard to find a kicker.
On Cheese's side though, Juggernaut Gervonta, he did give Cheese the big
That
middle
was my
finger
worst trade. That was
again
my
this
worst
year
trade.
by saying "fuck you, Cheese" for
I'm
trading me
admitting
before
it.
the
That
week
was my
started.
worst trade. That was my worst trade.
26.9 points. Cheese looked like a beast.
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
The big news, though, for Zombie, we all talked about how his team was near perfect and would have been perfect if he got a quarterback.
Oh, no.
And what did we say last week? All this team needs is an injury to pop up, and sure enough, it did.
Well, I
Thank
mean,
you,
I still
fantasy
think
gods.
Zombie's making the playoffs as long as everybody's
Well,
healthy
yeah, one player
by
isn't going to
playoff time.
change making the playoffs, but it does make him more vulnerable now. As Hampton gets injured and now is on IR, out for 4 weeks. So that's kind of a blow for Zombie. He does have running backs, though. He can move Juggernaut, Gervonta there. He also has a
He's
couple
got
running
so
backs.
much depth,
And he's
though.
going to have Rice coming
We
back.
just need
He's going
one
to
more
have
entry.
Odunze. So he's going to be all
I
right.
mean,
but
this is why we need to collude and not give him a quarterback. No one trade him a quarterback.
Okay, why do you have to use the word collude? Jeez,
Okay, we
if
need
you're
to
gonna
root-
trade Zombie a top 3 quarterback, make sure he pays the price.
I mean, I will give him Josh Allen if he gives me Achane and Rashi
Yeah,
Rice.
there you go. That's paying the price.
Chain and Rashi Rice.
That's
Jesus
paying
Christ.
And his
price.
quarterback. I mean, I'll give him somebody back.
Okay. Anyways, rough loss for Zombie. He was in the party when that was happening. Rough loss for him, but another good week for Zombie. He just fell on that final play. Cheese, your comments after your victory here.
Everybody says they don't know how my team keeps winning, but I have good players outside of like two
Can you
positions.
name your good players?
Josh Allen, quarterback 1. Christian
Okay.
McCaffrey, running back 1.
Yep.
Jake Ferguson, tight end 1.
Uh-huh.
Portland Sutton, top
Okay.
10 tight wide receiver in the league.
Okay.
And the rest.
Addison,
And that's kind of where it ends.
Addison, great flex.
Okay.
I have a great kicker. I'm making up all these
Wait,
points from having a
wait.
great tight end kicker.
Wait, so you have a good wide receiver, you have a good flex, but you're still missing another wide receiver and another
Well, I have
flex.
Terry who's hurt. Okay, not even playing.
Well,
Terry who's hurt. My running back is an issue, but otherwise it's good.
I mean, I think we can admit, Cheese, you're missing an RB2, you're missing a wide receiver 2 at the moment, you're
Well,
missing
Terry.
a flex at the moment. That's like half the lineup. So when
Terry.
I say your team should be like 3-2 or 2-3, that's why I'm saying it. It's because you're kind of
I got
like
Terry.
a lot of holes.
Terry
Yeah, but
comes
he's not
back.
playing yet.
He's
And
playing this week.
okay. I'm just saying he hasn't looked good yet this year. I got to see him perform some.
Well,
before
I mean,
say you have a
having
wide
the
receiver
best
too.
tight end and the best quarterback and the best running back covers a lot of holes.
Yeah, and it has so far. But
I mean,
see if that
McCaffrey getting
continues.
30 points every week is the equivalent of my running backs getting 15 and 15.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So,
Listen, I'm
if
not
Woody Marks-
shitting on you as
All
bad
I'm
as we
saying
all
is
were
if
before the
Woody
season.
Marks
Listen,
can
after
figure
the
it out,
draft, we shit on you a lot. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that because you're a 4-1 and your team's looking strong. But I'm just saying it won't surprise me if your team goes on a
Zombies
bad
team's still
streak.
better.
if Woody Marks can settle into a
Jeez,
10 to
jeez,
15
do we have a
point
bet?
roll, we're rolling. We do have a bet, Pusa.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, so there was the matchups for Week 5. Looking at the standings here, as I said, we got a new person at the top, Tyler, with a 4-1 record in first place on points for, as he has about a 23-point lead over Cheese, who is also 4-1. So we have two 4-1 teams. Then we have a slew at 3-2, Zombie, Anth, Slaps, and Zach. And then, as I said, all the 1-win teams won this week, which hurt Pook even more. Ernie right now would have the final spot in the playoff at 2-3. Then we have Cronky at 2-3, myself at 2-3, Bill at 2-3, and Rat at 2-3, and then Pook at 0-5. The good news for Pook, if there is a silver lining, points for wise, he is ahead of Rat and Bill. So if he
can
could
catch
somehow start winning some games,
Wax.
at least he's not like dead last in points for. I guess that's the silver lining if you
Who the
want
fuck is last?
try to
Rat?
Rat
Yeah,
right
Rat,
now by
yeah.
8 points over Bill.
I mean, if Pooh can rip off 3 wins in a row, he has a chance.
That's just asking
chance.
for a lot right
Are
there.
you talking about a chance to avoid last place or a chance to make the
Yes.
playoffs?
No, avoid last place. If you can
That's
rip off.
asking
Let me
for
ask
a
you, does
lot.
anybody believe Now, listen, hold on. Before I ask the question, the last couple years, we have had a lot of teams, I think Bill 2 years ago, Slaps last year, that started 0-4 or 0-3 or 1-4, and then they ended up making the playoffs and making a run in the second half of the year. Do we believe, I'll go one by one, who believes that Pook could make a run of 5 straight, get back into it, and make the playoffs? Rat? Do you believe that can
There's
happen?
zero chance after the trade.
Zero. Okay, that's gonna segue us into the trade here in a second. Cheese, do you believe Pook can run off a bunch of
I
wins
do not,
and make the playoffs?
because I looking at what season I won, I was only 7-7. But I had a lot of matchups where I got a million points against me. This is not the case in Pook's thing.
Okay.
He's not putting up big points and then getting cucked like this last match.
Actually,
I
Well,
mean, he
the
was
first
a couple
4
weeks
Well,
until
not
this
every
past
week.
Oh,
Not every week. He's had some very low weeks.
Okay.
So
I know this is off show top. I mean, it's basically fantasy football, but I was just checking bye weeks, and Ernie's bye week for week 9 is the most incredible bye week I've seen.
Do I play him?
Holy
Hopefully I
shit.
play
Who plays
Ernie
him?
week
Do I get him?
9.
He played
Fuck, I play
slaps.
Zach.
Look at
Fuck.
that week 9 bye.
God.
Please look at it.
Fuck, I can
Week
never
9?
get lucky on those buys.
Holy shit, that's the
All
whole
right.
team.
Cronky, do you
His whole
believe
team's on a bye.
Cronky, do you believe that Ernie could or Pook could roll off a bunch of wins and make the playoffs?
I'm more optimistic than the other two.
Oh, okay.
But I will say that he's still got to play me. So I mean,
Okay.
Well, I mean, actually, let's look at his schedule. This is week what? 6? Yes.
Yeah.
So he plays Ernie, Pusa. I mean, these are not like he's not playing any cupcakes anymore. Ernie, Pusa, Zach. He plays Rat in week 9.
Wow, are you
That's
implying that
fascinating.
Rat is a cupcake?
No, I think
Whoa.
the issue is he already played Bill.
I have
and didn't
my
win. So
Yeah.
CD
that-
Lamb
he
and
Nico
really
back.
needed this. He really needed this win this
CD
past
Lamb and
week.
Nico
Bill
will
was
be back,
beatable. That was the problem. He
and
finally got a week where he didn't face somebody that scored a bajillion points, and
his repeat
his
matchups
team
are
lost it.
me, Anth, and Tyler. So that kind of fucks him too.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So we'll see what happens. That's the
I
standings
mean,
at
I
the moment.
think I'll say there's a chance to avoid last place because you never know what could happen with that.
good for you.
But
Okay.
I think playoffs are kind of jovial.
All right. Looking at the trades real quick, we did already kind of discuss some of these, mainly all the ones Rat made. We kind of already discussed all those, so you won't spend too much time on all those. We'll say, the trade that Pook made, he did basically trade away 2 players that got hurt this week for Kamara. But Kamara didn't do much either, so we'll see how that works for him.
I think it's a fine trade.
And
'cause
then
he was going
the
for win this week.
biggest trade of the week,
Yeah.
the 3-man trade made by Cronky, Anth, and Pook. As we were alluding to, Pook did press the nuke button after that loss to Bill. He trades away the number 1 pick, Justin Jefferson. He also trades away DK Metcalf and the newly acquired Kamara. And DeMercado. He trades away all of them. In return, he gets Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Breece Hall, and Zach Charbonnet. On Ant's side, he gives up Breece Hall for Kamara and DK. So a 2-for-1 basically. And then on Cronky's side, he gets the big boy Jefferson and DeMercado for Diggs, Waddle, and Charbonnet. I made my comments on this the other day, yesterday. I wanted to ask Pook because earlier in the morning he made a trade with just Cronky for Jefferson, for Diggs and Waddle, I think. I don't know if there was another bump
I
player
can
included in
scroll
that,
up.
but I
Hold
think
on.
it was that.
Yes,
It
was.
And he canceled it after he sent it to Cronky.
It was Cream Hunt.
Oh, and Kareem Hunt. Okay. So I was kind of surprised that then when he did this 3-man trade that he was getting those same wide receivers back, but then having to give up DK. Like, in my opinion, if you like Diggs and you like Waddle a lot moving forward, which clearly he must like both of them. I mean, they both put up big weeks this past week, but the real question is, are they going to continue to do that? That's kind of up for debate. Clearly, Pook likes them moving forward. So then why not just do the other trade where then you keep DK, so you have DK, Diggs, and Waddle, where you're gaining a wide receiver basically. A startable wide receiver, where now it's basically like a 2-for-2. It's basically Jefferson and DK for Diggs and Waddle. I understand he upgrades some with Breece Hall over Kamara. I mean, that is an upgrade slightly. I don't think it's like a crazy running back upgrade. And then Charbonnet, you're just kind of hoping that Kenneth Walker gets hurt because that's when his real value is there. I mean, he can still get you 10 points even with Kenneth Walker in there, but you're not feeling really confident about Charbonnet unless Kenneth Walker is out. So I just don't see how this really improves his team because the upside on Jefferson is
I would
much
say
better.
I like it for Pook. But
Okay.
my issue is that he had other offers, which I think probably were better.
Are you talking about
But
your offer?
no, I didn't have an offer. I
Oh.
didn't have an offer.
I
What was
I
think
had
the other
zero
offer
offers.
that was
Well,
better?
your offer sounded better.
I mean,
Based
it
on it.
wasn't just Jefferson for Marvin Pickens.
Yeah,
It was more
but
than
I
that.
feel like you could. I feel like you could have shopped around more.
Well, he canceled the trade to shop around, but
But I mean,
I don't know if he
I feel
really
like.
I don't know if he really shopped around because he never sent me a counter to my
Well, that's what
original
I'm saying.
offer.
I mean, I feel like this in a vacuum. I don't feel like Kamara and DeMarcado have a lot of value. So he's gaining a real. I mean, he's definitely upgrading at running back,
Yeah,
and he's gaining. I guess. I mean, I guess he's just swapping out two wide receivers,
that's
though.
my point. And in my
Yeah, I
opinion,
mean,
they're two
yeah.
worse wide receivers. But I mean,
I
I
that's up
think
for
mean, yeah.
determination.
I mean, you could argue Waddle over Metcalf, but I think they're pretty equivalent.
Anth came in here,
I think
won the
Anth made out.
trade.
I think Anth
Yeah,
made out
I
well.
I
agree.
think
I mean,
there's a hard.
I think Kamara is kind of dog water, but he has like a million running backs,
Yeah,
and
I think for
he
Ant's
needs
team,
Metcalf.
if you look at what Ant's team needs, I think he won. He got a wide receiver for free, which he needed because Neighbors
I'm
left.
not so Jefferson like. I don't know what he'll look like when he gets back McCarthy.
I
But
mean, is
yeah,
McCarthy
Anth
coming
made out.
back? Are we
The
even
rumor
sure?
is he's coming. He's practicing after the bye week.
Oof.
But I don't know because I just don't like Pooh giving up extra just to kid.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
you
know.
said, there was a trade in the morning that involved.
I mean, I couldn't really make an offer for Jefferson because I have Addison and Jacoby Myers.
Yeah,
Just
I
players
mean, for
from those
Cronky's
teams.
side, it also makes sense for Cronky. If I had to rank the order of this, I would say Anth number one based off his team needs and what he got for what he had to give up. Then Cronky because with the Hurts and McBride trade, now you add Jefferson to the team. It's a lot of big names on Cronky's team.
Yeah,
If they all pop off to their like top potentials, then Cronky's team is definitely a team that could win it all if they all get hot. So he's going for the upside, bigger name, bigger upside player, but he is giving up some of his depth where, now he has to rely every week on Jamison Williams and his other wide receiver. I can't
I
think of the
mean,
name
I
right now,
think so. My
but
issue for
Pearsall.
Pusa is that
yeah, Pearsall.
he's playing for the championship game,
Yeah.
which I get, but he's doing it at 2-3.
Yeah,
So
but I mean, this is the time to do it, kind of. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I respect it, but I feel like you still got to win some more games first to get to the playoffs.
I think with all the trades Poos has made this past 2 weeks, it's either he's gonna make the playoffs and make a run at winning it all and win all his
Sure.
bets, or it's gonna just completely be a disaster and he's
Yeah,
gonna
that's how I
lose all
feel.
his bets and miss the playoffs. I don't think now that it's literally a boom or bust team with all the names he has, but then he has no depth and he's relying on Jameson and Ricky Pearsall to be the flex guys, which, as we saw this past week, didn't really work with JMO. All right, Cronky, let's get your thoughts on this three-man trade. Obviously, really quickly, for people that weren't in the party yesterday, as soon as this trade was made, him and Anth joined at the same time, all giddy as could be. They clearly loved the two things that they were getting. They were even talking about how they did a great job and how they couldn't believe Pook accepted this. So they clearly liked it from their ends. So Cronky, please explain. I'm assuming you liked this trade for yourself.
I just want to keep it short. Thank everybody involved in the trade for being respectful throughout this entire process. I would say that I did good in the end. It wasn't that long ago where everybody looked at you and Waddle and laughed, and Stephon Diggs and laughed, Zach Charbonnet and laughed.
It was
And-
1 week. I mean, there's still some concern there for those guys
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm still not
Um,
believing.
I
in
think as
Charbonnet,
if you're
but-
rating them so high, why are you trading them for?
because he
Jefferson.
got a good
And-
value for him. Clearly,
and
Pook
I
believes in
flipped
him
him-
too.
Yeah,
Flipped
but
him for Justin
I'm not a
Jefferson.
big Jefferson.
Can I just reply to that really quick, Cronky? I think you are so happy about this trade because you know that Diggs and Waddle moving forward are iffy, but you were able to find, because we literally said this the other day when we were talking about these guys after the big game. You said, if you were smart, you would find like Slaps because Slaps really wanted Waddle, and you would, get a huge value for him and trade him on a high. And instead of Slaps, you found Pook that apparently loves both of them. So I think that's why
Correct.
you're so
Yeah.
happy.
And I want it to be known that if it wasn't for Pook sending me quite the offer, I would probably not go chase after Justin Jefferson. I
Okay.
did not think that Justin Jefferson was available. But boy, am I glad that he sent me that offer that morning, and we continued to negotiate throughout the day.
hmm
I'm just glad that everything fell into place. Credit to Ant for negotiating. I'm proud of Ant and the way he handled it. He named his price, and we had to give in to Ant. So
Okay.
that's credit to Ant.
Now wait a second. You're doing your typical Cronky flip-flopping here. 5 minutes ago, after beating Anth, you said he literally shouldn't be in this league. He's a disgrace. We kicked another
is
guy
all
from the
true.
league for him.
Which is true.
Well,
You
could be
wouldn't
true.
be able to make this three-way trade with the person that was in the league last year. I'm putting that on the table right now. This trade wouldn't have happened if you took out Anth and put in Matt.
Well, that's if buts or maybes. We don't do them. We do absolutes.
That's not an if. That's a fact based off of Matt's the way he traded last year and the way he communicated on trades.
You're
Actually,
going off.
I don't know.
You
Matt
know
was smart enough though. 'cause
Brad,
if-
send me a
if-
counter.
If the
Matt
offer
barely
was-
ever made any trades. What do you
We
mean?
don't do if buts or maybes.
Brad, send me a
I
counter.
do.
Absolutes.
I do.
I don't think. I
because
think Matt would have been smart enough to take DK Metcalf and Kamara for Brees
I
Hall.
don't think so.
Brad,
I
send me a
think so.
counter.
So
3
what?
and
Gee,
2,
what
he's
the hell
gonna
do you
sit on
want?
his team. You don't realize
What are you
Matt never
doing?
traded until
Go
he
away.
absolutely
If
had
Send
to.
me a
buts or
counter.
maybes.
No.
We do
Why?
absolutes.
I don't got a counter for that.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on then to the
Asshole.
final trade that was made between Zombie
Alright,
and Anth
stay-
or
No, I'm just
Rat. We're
kidding.
not going to spend too much time on this because it's like Zombie said, mid for mid. Zombie trades away Keon Coleman for Jalen Coker. This is one where maybe down the line it turns into something, but at the moment, right now on paper, it's just
Josh
ass
Allen
words.
or Bryce Young. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. All right. Then looking real quick at waivers for this week, there was a big spender. Pook spent $75 of his fab on Hassan Haskins. Good move for Pook, as you saw here. The bids were high. Ernie bid $51 and Slaps bid $20. So Pook gets the running back for the Chargers now with Hampton being on IR. I guess upside there. We'll see though how they approach this. They also have Kimi Vidal. I'm sure it's going to be kind of a running back by committee approach. Who knows? They might even have a third running back in there. But Haskins can catch the ball some, so maybe he's decent for PPR. Obviously, Pook spending a good amount on him. He also picks up A.J. Barner, tight end. I do like this move for Pook. He spends $24. I put a $5 bid on him. Barner's been actually sneaky good this year, and he's been kind of targeted quite a bit, especially in the red zone. And Pook, with the Bowers injury, needs a solid tight end, and I think he got one off waivers here. So that was a good move from Pook. I like that. I did pick up Vidal for 16. Nobody else bid, so obviously a little bit of an overpay by me. I thought there would be some action on him. He is going to be in the mix, but probably not a starter for right now. Just somebody that I can put on my bench, and maybe we'll see what happens in the next week or so. Kroenke picks up Theo Johnson, tight end, for 10. Kroenke picks up Burden for Sean Tucker, kind of ass. Bagley, the kicker for the Colts, gets picked up by Rat, so that's the new kicker for the Colts. Wasn't he a kicker before for somebody last year?
No, Lions. No, wait. Was it the Lions?
Wasn't it
I
the
don't know.
Chargers?
Okay, he's been all over the
Yeah,
place.
he's been on. Okay, so you're probably not gonna do much. And then Bill
Well,
gets
let's
that
see.
tight
Detroit.
end for the 49ers and drops Slate. So that is waivers. And then right below that, we see Cheese putting Terry McLaurin on the block. Good luck with
I'm
that,
just,
Cheese.
Hey,
I'm just gauging
hello?
interest. Paul.
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
What?
No, you can continue on, golfer.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Rat, we have an update on.
What?
All right. Looking
you have
then
an update, right?
ahead to week
Oh, hold
number
on.
6. So week 6 is here. Season's chugging along. Starting at the top with my matchup versus Anth. So 3-2 Anth versus 2-3 me. Obviously, this is a big matchup not only for bragging rights and shit talk, but also for record's sake. If I win, then we're both 3-3. If he wins, then he's 4-2 and I'm 2-4. So obviously, I would really like to get the win this week to stay in the middle of the standings. Right now, Sleeper projecting him to win 119 to 113. I do think the trade that he made, as we talked about, does help him a little more for this week.
Christ, rat.
As his lineup looked a little bit different
Go
before
to the
that
chat,
trade he
bud.
made. He has Patrick Mahomes against Detroit on Sunday Night Football. Good Sunday Night Football game. Chiefs and Detroit. Mahomes has looked very good in fantasy this year. We'll see if he can continue against Detroit. James Cook on Monday night, so he's got a Sunday night and Monday night player against Atlanta. Is there 2 Monday night games again this week? Is that why it's 7:15?
Yep.
Jesus.
I think so.
Yeah, Bears in Washington and Atlanta and fucking Bills. Hopefully we're almost done with the 2 Monday night games. Kamara, the newly acquired Kamara against New England. He is a little banged up. So he injured his ankle in practice on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens with that. I will be praying that he misses this week. That will help me some. He does, though, have Etienne in the flex, so he can move him into running back and then probably start either, let's see, he's got Johnson, Downs, Stevenson. So you could take his pick with one of those, but I definitely would like Kamara to miss. Newly acquired DK Metcalf is Steeler boy against Cleveland. Cleveland, sneaky, decent defense. Hopefully that's a low-scoring game for me. Drake London off the bye on Monday night, so he's got a couple Monday night guys. Laporte on Sunday night as well. Etienne, who's been very good this year against Seattle. Pittman against Arizona, and Matt Gay on Monday night as well. So 3 Monday night guys. Most likely this will come down to Monday night. On my side, I have Bo Nix Sunday morning against the Jets. Obviously, the Jets defense has been one of the worst this year. They just gave up a shit ton to Dallas. Hopefully, Bo, after that big win against the Eagles, will come out cooking over there in London on Sunday morning. Gentee against the Titans. Swift on Monday night, so I also have a Monday night player against Washington coming off the bye. Brian Thomas Jr. still looking for that big breakout game. Seattle's a decent team, but they did just give up a shit ton of points to Ibuka and the Tampa Bay Bucks. So hopefully somehow this game could be a high-scoring one. We'll see. I'm just waiting for that Brian Thomas 20-point breakout game. It can happen any week now, especially this week. It would be nice. Harrison against the Colts. He's been looking better the last few weeks. Ingram as well against Sunday morning against the Jets. I'm going for that Bo to Ingram connection after they got a touchdown this past week. Hopefully they can build on that against the shit Jets. At the moment, I have Tony Pollard in there against the Raiders. Raiders do not look good. They just gave up 3 touchdowns to Jonathan Taylor. Although I do have Shaheed as well, which I'm thinking about. But right now we're going with Pollard. And then Pickens against Carolina, like that matchup. CeeDee Lamb hopefully is still gone and not to be heard from for quite a while, hopefully. They might as well just put him on IR at this point for another 4 weeks. Come on, Cowboys. And then Bucker on Sunday night against Detroit. I do think this will be a close matchup. Anth has a couple decent matchups. I have a couple decent matchups. It's going to come down to Monday night and be close, but obviously I'm going to pick myself to win like 120 to 115 type of mediocre scoring matchup with both our teams having a few issues but having a few good matchups. Geez, who's winning this matchup?
Better late than never.
This is, I mean, I think Golfer might take this one home
Okay.
just because, kind of, no, he's hurt. He's been playing well. I think it's a very close matchup, though.
Okay. Rat?
And Drake London game
Okay.
wins by 25.
Wow. All right. Cronky?
Anth.
All right. Hello, Zach. Are you here?
Yes, buddy. What's the
All
matchup?
right. The first matchup of Week 6, me versus Ant.
Tie.
Tie. All right. Did you want to make any comments? We talked about how close we were to our first ever tie with Zombie and Cheese last week. Do you want to make any comments on that?
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
It is. Yep. It was so close, so fucking close. I mean, we could taste it, man.
Yeah. Just know that Hollywood Brown was the one that
Hollywood
picked our
Brown.
tie.
God, it still hurts. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay. All right. Moving on then to the next matchup, another monster one. As Ernie, 2-3, needs a win as he started out strong this year and kind of has fallen off a few weeks. 2-3 versus Pook at 0-5. If Ernie loses this one and goes to 2-4 and Pook finally gets his first win, I wonder if Ernie will be a little bit concerned. Right now, Sleeper has him projected to win Ernie 127 to 115. Ernie has Drake May against the Saints. Very good matchup there. Drake May has been looking very good this season. I expect a very good game against that Saints horrible team. Barkley on Thursday night to get him started against the Giants. Also could be decent. We'll see, though, how, the Nazi, as Rat likes to call him, offensive coordinator, horrible offensive coordinator apparently the Eagles have. We'll see if they use Barkley more this week after losing last week when they aired it out and only gave him 6 carries. Judkins against Pittsburgh. Judkins has been obviously looking very good. Had a touchdown waved off last week, or he could have had a 20-plus point game. A.J. Brown on Thursday night. So Ernie has 2 big players on Thursday night to start him off this week. Obviously, we know A.J. Brown struggles this season. Has only had 1 game over 10 points, that 22-point game against the Rams. Other than that, 7, 2.7, and 9.3 and 1.8 has just not been a good season so far for A.J. Brown. He'll continue to bitch and complain. We'll see if he gets the ball and gets points for fantasy. Garrett Wilson on Sunday morning against that Broncos defense. A tough matchup, but Garrett Wilson, even though the Jets keep getting destroyed every week, Garrett Wilson continues to get his fantasy points. Seems like when they're getting blown out, they just say fuck it and throw him the ball a bunch and get him a touchdown in garbage time. So that's good. And Njoku, newly acquired. He didn't put him in his lineup this past week, but he's got him in there this week against Pittsburgh. David Montgomery on Sunday night against Kansas City. Quentin Johnson, assuming he plays against Miami, could be decent. And Aubrey against Carolina. On Pook's side, Dak Prescott against Carolina, also a very good matchup. Dak has looked very good despite the Cowboys just kind of being mediocre. He has been good and has been very good for fantasy. That should be another good one for him. Both these quarterbacks have good matchups. Cam Scatterbo tomorrow night. So we got Barkley against Pook and his Eagles fandom versus Scatterbo tomorrow night. The running back matchup in this matchup adds to it. We'll see what Scatterbo can do against that Eagles defense. Breece Hall, newly acquired on Sunday morning. Stephon Diggs, newly acquired against the Saints. Good matchup there. Maybe knocks off some of Drake May's points. That could be decent. Khalil Shakir on Monday night against Atlanta. Brock Bowers, what's the news on Brock Bowers?
He ain't playing.
Did not
He's
practice.
not playing.
They said he was week to week. That's not looking great. Against Tennessee, if he doesn't play, then obviously I'm assuming Bill will start his A.J. Barner against Jacksonville. So he does have an okay option if Bowers doesn't start. Newly acquired Waddle against the Chargers. I kind of am expecting the Chargers to finally have like a bounce back week. They've lost 2 in a row to kind of. I mean, the Commanders are a good team.
Intentionally walk Judge.
The week before was bad.
I like that. Fuck Judge.
So, yeah, I kind of expect the Chargers to put belt to ass in this game against Miami. We'll see, though, if Waddle can still get his points. Henderson, he's rolling with Henderson for another week against the Saints. Good matchup. Maybe Henderson can break out finally this week. And then Pinheiro against Tampa Bay.
Cheese, fire that up.
I think
No.
this matchup is going to be closer than it looks. I think Pook with his trades could help him some this week. But I am still going to pick Ernie. I think Ernie's team overall is just better than Pook's. So I'm going to say he gets off to a strong start tomorrow night with his Eagles boys against the Giants. And I think that propels Ernie to the victory. But it will be closer than what people think. Cheese, who's winning this match?
Look, I'm taking Ernie.
Okay.
Right now it's the battle not to be Pook's first win. Thanks, I already beat him.
Yeah,
I feel
I
bad
haven't
because
played
this
him yet,
is.
which is
I
scary.
think Pook's putting out a decent lineup,
Okay.
and I think if he had this lineup all season, he'd be like a 2-3 team.
Really? Okay.
As I said previous weeks, Henderson is like someone who's going to be good second half, and it's just it nuked his team, him being ass for 5 weeks in a row.
Okay.
So I feel it, And now that like if you look at his team now, Henderson's like a flex too, like that's fine. But after going 0-5, you need him to go more.
Yeah.
I think Ernie is a solid team. Um,
He needs
AJ
Bowers to get
Brown, I
back
mean,
to. He needs Bowers to get
yeah,
back healthy and then start being
mean,
the Bowers of last
I'm
year.
not a big
Well,
AJ Brown believer this year,
with that,
and Monty's been inconsistent, but I still think Ernie's a very solid team. And he has
Okay.
some decent matchups. I think Drake May is gonna rape the Saints.
Okay. Rat. I think I know who
Cheese
you're
did all
taking.
that yapping for nothing.
don't care.
I mean, if you did the math, you could see if he would be 2-3 with that team, but we never know. I mean, Golfer says he knows I'm taking because it's Ernie, but
Mhm.
Pook's team just, I don't know, it's not savable. 0-6,
Not savable. 0-6.
not
Okay.
savable.
Wow. Strong words there. All right. Cronky.
Cook ain't winning. I mean, what are we kidding?
Okay.
The ship is still
So the
sinking.
team name's going to be going to 8-0 next week.
Look, I mean, I think this team he has right now is good enough to get a couple wins and avoid last place, but
Okay.
he's overall cooked.
All right. Zach.
Tie.
Another tie with your boy Ernie versus Pook? Really? Wow.
It's coming.
Okay. All right. Moving on then to the next matchup. We're going to save that one for last. Moving on, we have Zach taking on Zombie. This is a big one. Probably second biggest of the week. There's some big time potential like shit talk matchups this week. Me versus Anth, Cheese versus Cronky, Zach versus Zombie. So some big ones. Zach taking on Zombie. Zombie obviously coming off that heartbreaking loss this past week. And almost a tie. Zach, after his big, huge week against Slaps, getting that big, high-scoring win over Slaps, needed that to bounce back to 3-2. So both these teams are 3-2, so it makes it even bigger of a matchup. Zach at the moment has Lemar in there against the Rams. Is he gonna play? He misses in his fourth straight practice on Wednesday. I don't know.
He doesn't
Zach.
need to practice.
Okay, I don't know. You do have Stafford against Baltimore, which is probably a pretty good matchup considering how Baltimore's
Lamar is not
defense
playing.
looked.
Hey,
Why are we
I
trolling?
can give you dollars. I'll give you dollars.
Why? He has
Fuck
Stafford.
no.
Why does he need dollars? Stafford had a huge week this past week, 25
You mean
points.
pennies?
I mean, and he's
Dollars.
facing Baltimore. I don't think he needs them.
Or
So most
bands.
likely it'll be Stafford against Baltimore. I think that's a better matchup than injured Lamar against the Rams, if you ask me. Jonathan Taylor against Arizona. Obviously, Taylor's been a beast this year and been Zach's best player. Bill coming off that huge game now Monday night against
Also better
Bears.
than Henry.
He might, he's looking better than Henry right now. I agree with that. Jamar Chase against Green Bay at Green Bay, tough matchup, but they do now have Joe Flacco as their quarterback, so we'll see how that affects.
Oh
Cool
boy,
Zach-
Joe
Cool
Flacco.
Zach
Mutant Discord.
What?
Mutant Discord, Pusa.
Zach was bitching an awful lot about Jake Browning in the middle of that game this past week, and then finally he hits Chase for some touchdowns, and it turns all around. I just wonder, if Joe Flacco comes in now and ruins, what that connection was starting to be with Browning, if that affects Chase at all. I don't know if it helps Chase. Like, is Joe Flacco going to get Chase 30 points? I don't think so. Where Browning did.
Joe
If
Flacco.
Jake Browning gets my Jamar 30 points, Joe Flacco will get Jamar 60 points.
I don't know about that.
You could just pick up Joe Flacco and start him.
Why does he need to do
I'm
that? He
good.
has a good quarterback on the bench, Stafford. Anyways, then
It's debatable.
what do you mean? Look at Stafford's numbers. He's put up
Pusa,
27
what's your
points,
record this
25
year?
points.
What's
He
your
has
record?
two great wide receivers. They throw the ball a
That
lot.
guy put you in the fucking locker where you
Pusa, what's
fucking
your record?
belong, buddy.
What's
Where
your
you
record,
fucking
buddy?
belong.
All right, all
Put you
right.
below the leg.
Just tell me your record, because I really don't know it.
It's 2-3, Zach.
Oh, you're an under 500 team trying to tell me how to run my team, buddy. Worry about yourself. Get to 500 before you talk about other.
All right. And then Lad McConkey against Miami. I like that matchup this week for McConkey. Kincaid, who's been a beast this year on Monday night, so he has a Monday night player against Atlanta. Also, Bill has Monday night as well, so this could come down to Monday night. Dobbs in there this week against Cincinnati. I like that play. Jalen Warren back now after the injury and the bye against Cleveland. Cleveland decent front, so we'll see how Warren plays in that game. And then Cardi over Baltimore. You know, compared to where Zach's team was looking just like a week ago, it looks a lot more solid this week.
I will have a different kicker.
Players back. Okay, and obviously you'll have a different kicker because you have horrible. I hate to
already
break it to
has
you,
one on his
whoever you
bench.
pick up different won't do good either.
He already has one on his bench.
Oh, yeah,
Zach,
that's
we can make a live trade.
oh,
Yes,
Justin
sexual
That's
assault.
a sign.
Tucker.
Tucker. All right.
What do you
On-
want, Big Rat?
On Zombie's
There you go.
side, we have Jared Goff on
keeper.
Sunday night against
There
the
you go.
Chiefs. Odd Chain against the Chargers. Juggernaut Gervonta in there against Carolina. That's a good matchup for him. St. Brown against Kansas City. Also on Sunday night. Dunze in there on Monday night. So they have Sunday night, Monday night players on both sides. Tyler Warren, who's been very good this year against Arizona. Zay Flowers against the Rams. Don't love that, especially if Lamar's not playing again.
We have a live trade.
Godwin on Sunday afternoon against the 49ers and Cam Little against Seattle. What is this trade?
There's Cheese sending me again. What is Cheese?
Okay, so just kickers. Is this like a real trade or are we
Yeah.
just...
What is Cheese sending me?
No trade.
Good job. Cheese,
Jeez,
you
go
take care of the
away.
poll on that one because I don't really
We don't need a
wanna
poll.
bother.
We have 7 people in the party.
Approve.
don't.
approve.
Oh wait, I actually got to delete that message because you can vote twice.
Cheese, stop sending me for Dobbins, but I don't need wide receivers.
You have 18
No.
running backs.
Okay, Michael Carter.
Right.
I
So,
veto. I
Yeah,
veto.
Michael Carter. Wow.
buddy, we don't have enough people in this party to do the vote, so
Drunky,
vote in
that's
the
fucked
sleep
up.
chat.
Yeah, real poll.
All right. This is going to be a close one. I think the injury to Lemar is not going to help Zach. But then Zombie has a couple questionable flex options. Zach, I mean, Dobbs is kind of questionable, but it's a good matchup against Cincinnati. Man, I think this one's going to be close. I think these teams are pretty equal from top to bottom. You know, I am going to say, because Zombie came so close to tying last week, and Zach always predicts ties, this is too close to call. I'm going to say it's a tie. All right, Cheese, who's winning?
I think Zach's winning, but I'm taking Zombie because I will not be supporting a sexual assaulter.
What?
Interesting.
Who
Wait.
is he talking about?
He's talking about your Justin Tucker.
Innocent
have.
until proven guilty.
Okay.
Literally
Cheese doesn't
suspended
believe
for
it.
10 weeks.
Cheese
He was
doesn't
suspended
believe
for
it.
10 weeks. They won't suspend him if
Not
he did nothing.
found guilty in a court of law.
They won't suspend him if he did nothing.
Interesting.
Was he found guilty in a court of law? This is America, Chief.
I don't know. He probably paid them off.
This is America, not guilty.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I'm taking.
All right, so you're taking Zombie, but you think Zach's actually going to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my
Interesting.
support
does
is for
make
All
Zombie.
sense.
right. Rat.
I think Taylor, Bill, and Warren will outscore Chain, Williams, and Godwin by 55.
Wow. So you're taking
I
Zach.
think Chain's on a low week. Yep. Bill has a really good chance to repeat what he did last week against a
Okay.
shitty ass Chicago team.
Yeah. All right. Cronky.
Oh,
Cheese,
this
you
is
can
going to
put
be
the
a
trade through it.
30-point blowout
Good job,
Seven,
Cheese. With the
with
commission.
Zach getting
Zach,
raped
wow.
in the ass.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
You fooled me there. I thought everybody was taking Zach. Wow. All right. Zach, are you going to get this big win for you over Zombie? You know, this is a big matchup. You could go to 4-2 and send Zombie
Yep.
to 3-3, or
This-
you fall to 3-3 and Zombie
This is a
goes
big matchup, and it's going to be a big tie.
Whoa,
Wow.
Zombie!
I s-
Whoa, look at those comments, my
I
Zombie.
see a theme here. Are you just picking a tie for every matchup in honor of
It's-
how close you were last
It's
week?
fucking coming. It's coming.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. I picked tie in this matchup too. All right. All right. Moving on to the next matchup, we see Bill after his big win last week, even though he didn't score many points once again, taking
Bill.
on Rat, who got a big win over me after scoring a lot of points.
Yes.
Man, what is going on with your lineup? Why are you only projected for
Red on bye
105
week?
points?
Are you on bye week?
Nico's on bye.
Oh, yeah, bye week.
Oh
Okay.
boy, God, why couldn't I
And
face
CD
Red this
probably
week?
still
Why did
hurt.
I have to face Red last?
I don't face Red until he's fucking healthy in like week 9.
And Sonic hurt.
Or week
Wow,
8.
so there's a real chance here for Bill. This is a big opportunity for Bill.
Well,
Somehow he could be
Bill
3-3 after this week. His team's not really performing very well, but he could pull out another win here. Bill has Herbert against Miami, Gibbs on Sunday night against Kansas City, Derrick Henry against the Rams. The Rams are a sneaky good team that kind of go under the radar, and Derrick Henry has not been looking good lately. So could this finally be a bounce back week for Henry? I don't know. They need Lamar to play for Henry to kind of get some of the attention off of him, or else they just load the box. Abuka the star, obviously, against the 49ers. McMillan against Dallas. That could be sneaky good. That game could be a shootout. I mean, I say this every
Oh,
week with whoever
no.
Dallas plays.
Bill's doing the double tight ends.
Yeah, double tight end strat. Hunter Henry against the Saints. Calvin Ridley in there against the Raiders. What did Calvin Ridley do this week?
Nothing.
Okay,
oh,
fine.
actually
No,
did something.
he finally had a good game. 18 points.
Bill should start Kendrick, whatever his fucking name is, Miller.
Fannin. So we got Ernie starting Njoku, and then we got Bill starting the other
I
tight
bet
end
Bill
on
will
a
switch
great
it to
Browns
Kendrick.
offense. Interesting. And then Myers against Jacksonville. On Rat's side, we got Baker against the 49ers. 49ers, not a bad team, but Baker's just been really good this year. Dobbins against the Jets on Sunday morning. That could be a good matchup there. Still with Rico Dowdle against the Cowboys, a revenge game. Former Dowdle, former team, the Cowboys. That could be sneaky good. So are you playing both if they're both starting?
I think Chuba is hurt now, but if they are both starting, Michael Carter's getting the boot.
Really?
Yes, you'll see.
But like that only works if they're playing
Alright,
a
well, I'm
shit
definitely
team.
taking Bill then to win this matchup.
Whoa. I
If
think
that's
Carter's
the
playing a
case.
hard
It's
running
fucking
team.
crazy
That's why.
I mean,
that you're gonna
that might-
start a committee on
that
might
might
not
work
even be a
against-
committee. Dowdle could get
Look,
like nothing.
Yeah,
if
but Dallas
Carter-
sucks running though.
This might work against Dallas and then the Jets, but then they play Buffalo and Green Bay.
I'm not going to do it
doing
every
that.
week. No.
I don't even think it works against Dallas.
It's dumb.
I said it might.
Xavier Worthy against Detroit on Sunday night. He does have Devontae Smith tomorrow to get him started. Michael Taylor on Sunday morning.
Mason Taylor, get it right. Read the stats. Go to his
Jesus
stats.
Christ.
He's been good. He's been good. I like that play.
Okay.
I don't
Who's your
have my
other tight
tight.
end?
Strange got hurt.
Oh, yeah,
Strange
that's
got
right.
I
hurt.
can't.
Yikes.
I don't mind that play. I don't mind.
And then newly acquired Keon Coleman on Monday night against Atlanta. And then obviously they just made the kicker trade. Man, I think this will be the lowest scoring matchup of the week. I wish I played Red this week instead of last week. And I think Bill pulls this out in a low scoring close affair, similar to the scoreline we saw with Pook and Bill last week. And I think Bill gets lucky once again this week. All right. Cheese. Who's winning this?
No one. Bill's team's not good, but I think it's.
Wow, geez, does that mean you're taking a tie?
I think it's still better than Rat's. If Rat had Nico, I would probably pick Rat, but
Okay.
the bye is hurting him here.
All right.
And because I think Daddle can be good this week, but then I think he loses value going forward, as you said.
Oh, no shit.
When they're
I
both
don't think
playing.
Chuba plays.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I
You
don't
said
know.
they both have value. They can be.
They
Sonic
do.
and
I'm
Knuckles.
saying, but I don't think Chuba plays.
Oh,
this
no,
week, is what I'm saying.
but I think Bill, he spent all that money on Tongs, whatever his name is. I would start him. He gets 1 million targets with Kittle hurt.
Yeah, but the Patriots are playing the Saints.
But Harold Fannin.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, I don't like that play.
Swap out Fannin for Tongs at least.
Especially, you know why I don't like that play the most? Because I'm pretty sure Bill just dropped Fannin and JV. So, like,
Well, I would bet on Tongs to have a big game because there's no one else to throw. They're not going to throw to McCaffrey 40 times.
yeah.
They got to give the ball to somebody.
I mean, I'm assuming he puts Keandre Miller in there
Yeah,
if
if
Kamara's
Kamara's
out
hurt.
over Fannin, I would assume. So that
I
could
would
even
start
boost
anybody.
Bill even
I
more.
would start anybody over Fannin.
Yeah, if
So-
Kamara is out or limited and he puts Miller in, then I definitely like him to.
I mean, I think Rat. He luckily has 2 wins. I think even if the loss this week, his team might be back next week. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a big mess over there.
I mean, he has survived the CeeDee Lamb injury okay. 2
I
and 3 is
survived
a
a lot
decent
of
matchup.
fucking people die.
winning last week and having a good performance last week
I
really
mean, I
helped.
think if he can, manage like at least one more win before CD comes back, he's in a good spot.
Yeah, well, he has an opportunity this week because Bill's team on paper doesn't look great either. And the Yankees just made a horrible error once again. Should have had a double play. All right, Kroenke, who's winning this matchup? They're gonna lose this series.
Bill is going to win this matchup.
Wow.
I think Rat moves to 2-4 and will be on the trade market for his boy Lamb next week.
Well, if I wasn't during the
He
injury,
would have
I'm
already
not.
traded him already if he was gonna.
I mean,
Yeah, this is not a
That's
slaps
not a good pick.
trade. You're keeping him at this point.
Yeah. He's survived so far. He's right there competitive.
Unless they announce like he's only trading if they're like he's out another 4 week, and you're dumping
I
him.
think they would have napped that by now.
That's what I'm just saying though. If that was something that came out, then you would dump him.
All right,
But
all right.
he's scheduled to be
So
back
Kroenke,
super
you're
soon.
taking Bill. All
Zach?
right, Zach.
The double tight end strat is not good enough to get Bill to win.
Okay, but what if Kamara
But-
is out and
80
he
points.
starts DeAndre
Wait.
Miller?
But it's good enough to get him the tie.
All right.
So what? So is it still a tie if
Yes.
Kamara's out and he puts in Miller instead of the tight end?
Bill could start fucking smoke him up Gordon, and it could be a tie.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Rat, are you gonna squeak out a victory this week? Because I don't see how your team scores as much as you scored last week.
I am running through a wall with my team again, and we're going to win this week. And it starts with DeMar with Devontae Smith putting up 20.
Okay. He did look good last week.
Thanks.
Although if he doesn't, then I'm sure you'll blame the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, man.
Moving on to the next matchup, we have Slaps taking on Tyler. This is another big matchup, 4-1 versus 3-2 for the records. Slaps, after coming off a unlucky loss last week to Zach, when Slaps scored 150 and would have beat anybody else, now takes on Tyler. Tyler's team looking very strong, 4-1, top of the league. Projected for 131 points according to Sleeper. Slaps projected for 117. Slaps has Justin Fields against Denver on Sunday morning. That is a rougher matchup. Now, he survived and had a lot of points last week against Dallas, but I don't see how moving forward you can be confident in Justin Fields every single week. I mean, I guess you're just hoping that if he does get blown out with garbage late touchdowns like he had this past week, that's how he overcomes it, I guess. Kyron Williams, though, is a positive against Baltimore. Good matchup there with Baltimore's defense giving up a shit ton. And then you add the fact that Kyron's coming off his 31-point game. That could be good. Chase Brown at Green Bay. Tough matchup. We'll see how Joe Flacco affects Chase Brown. Then we have Devontae Adams against Baltimore. Decent matchup as well for him. Cooper Kupp
Frankie.
against Jacksonville. Darren Waller against the Chargers. Josh Jacobs against Cincinnati could be good. Fat Diarrhea on Monday night. And the Baltimore kicker. I'm surprised he's still rolling with this guy. This guy has not been very good. And their offense with no Lamar is not looking good either.
What the fuck did Slaps do to his team? What did he do to his team?
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like he was better when he had Hurts.
Well, no shit. He traded away a top quarterback and a top tight end. And got Devontae Adams and...
I mean, why doesn't he trade like...
I don't think this team is that bad. If you get rid of Kupp...
I feel like he's wasting it having two good tight ends. I don't know. I would trade one.
Who's his other tight end?
He has Kraft just rotting on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
You can get value
Tight
for
ends
that.
are hard to trade, though.
I'd flex Kraft over Cup. Well,
I
that
probably would.
Probably. I might consider that as well, especially this week against Cincinnati. All right. On Tyler's side, Jaden Daniels on Monday night against Chicago. We're kind of waiting for Daniels to break out with some bigger games. So far, that's kind of been the one downside for Tyler. He drafted Daniels pretty high. He had an injury in there, so we'll see if he can bounce back. Good matchup, though, for him against Chicago. Rashad White still in there against the 49ers, assuming Bucky Irving. Is Bucky Irving on IR? Oh, no, he's just listed as questionable. But he's got Rashad White no matter what happens. Kenneth Walker against Jacksonville. We'll see if Walker can get going or if Sharp's going to keep vulturing his points. Those are kind of the two big question marks for Tyler's team, Daniels and Kenneth Walker. Other than that, Puka Nakua against Baltimore. God, you got to love that matchup. There's another 20-point game incoming. DJ Moore on Monday night, so he's got another Monday night player. Travis Kelce against Detroit on Sunday night, coming off a nice game from Kelce. Keenan Allen against Miami. That's a very good matchup, and like I said, I think the Chargers put belt to ass against Miami this week. Although Keenan Allen has slowed down the last 2 weeks with only 8 and 10 points. Chris Olave against New England, and Bates on Sunday night against the Chiefs. I do think this will be closer than what Sleeper thinks. And you know what? I'm gonna take an upset this week. I think Slaps pulls off the upset against Tyler. I like some of Slaps' matchups with those Rams versus Baltimore. Really, the only big question mark for me is the quarterback. And then if he maybe switches, takes out Cup and puts in Tucker Kraft, then I think he can win. And you know how Slaps likes to watch these shows and then he takes what we say. So I think he'll do that eventually. And I think Tyler has a couple disappointment. His running backs I don't think do too good this week. So I'm going to take Slaps in an upset of the week. Cheese.
I'm taking Tyler because Puka is the number 1 player in fantasy football. I'm
Okay.
not betting against that.
Fair enough. All right, Rat.
Who would have thought at the start of the season that Pook was 0-6, and Tyler, the guy that doesn't even check his app probably half the week, would be 5-1.
Yeah.
Tyler's winning, and yeah,
Going to 5-1. Wow.
yeah.
You know, he did make that comment the other day. This is the first year that he has not paid very much attention, and it's been his best year so far. So maybe there's something to that.
To be fair to Tyler, he doesn't need to trade anybody yet. Like,
Yeah, but
I wouldn't say
think
not paying attention.
he's just saying no. He just said as far as like his draft prep and the Yankees
Oh.
just lost. 2 RBI hit with 2 outs. Yikes! 4-1. Fucking
GG.
Blue Jays are gonna win. Jesus Christ. All right. Who did I miss? Cronky.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Huh?
But Tyler is going to beat the living shit out of
Wow.
Slaps.
Okay. Why can't you believe you're saying that? You will love to shit on Slaps.
Well, because
Yeah, 2
typically I
weeks
like
ago,
to
that would have
say,
been all you say.
typically when I say I can't believe I'm saying this, I pick Slaps, but no, I'm going different direction this week. Slaps, know your fucking role, you Scottish little fuck.
Okay. Such hatred
Wow.
to the foreigners. All right. All right. Zach. I think we know where you're going with this.
This is going to be an upset.
Okay.
If you include a tie being an upset, then it sure will be.
Okay.
They played by the Dodgers right there.
All right, fair enough. All right, and then we get to our final matchup of the week. We saved the best for last. The two here in the party. We have Cheese at 4-1, taking on Cronky after his big win last week to go to 2-3. Close matchup projection here, and Cheese looking to go to a 5-1 start. Cronky looking to get back to 500 at 3-3 after all his trades he made. He does though have, I think, a bye issue, right? Because
We both. This is the bye week
Oh,
game.
so this is a bye for both. All right, so Cheese has Josh Allen on Monday Night Football against Atlanta, so he's got a big Monday night player there. to
Every week
possibly
got a
help
big
him.
Monday night game, apparently.
Christian McCaffrey against Tampa. RJ Harvey in there against the Jets. Not a horrible week to have to start RJ Harvey, as you figure the Broncos will take care of the Jets and maybe he'll get extra run. Scary Terry, what's the news on him?
It's Wednesday for a Monday, so we'll know tomorrow.
Yeah, but you can't say it's Wednesday when he hasn't
Look,
played in 2
worst case
weeks.
scenario is I'll pick up Luke McCaffrey, who just got dropped, or somebody.
Okay.
Look, it's a bye week. I'm not
Cortland
expecting
Sutton
much.
as well Sunday morning against the Jets could be good. Ferguson, who's been a beast against Carolina,
Bye
love
week.
that matchup. What?
Cheese keeps saying bye week, but he's like one player on bye week.
Yeah,
No,
who's on
2.
bye for you?
Woody Marks.
Oh,
And
all
Addison.
right, go to bed.
Yeah,
And
that's not a
Addison.
bye week for you, buddy. Okay,
That's 2 of my
relax.
players.
Buddy, they're not that. It's Woody fucking Marks. It's
Okay.
only a bye week for you because it's your RB2. because you don't have any RBs because you
It's
traded
fine.
them all away.
McCaffrey
Man,
will score
your lineup
35
right now
again.
would look a lot better if you had frickin' Michael Carter in there instead of frickin' having to start RJ
CMC's
Hartman.
going to put up 30, so we're good.
Okay. Then Hollywood Brown's still in there on Sunday night against Detroit. Jacoby Myers in there against Tennessee, and McLaughlin against 49ers. On Kroenke's side, Jalen Hurts tomorrow to get him started against the Giants. I could see him getting a couple tush-push touchdowns against the Giants. They always beat up on the Giants. Although I am going to probably take Giants in the spread because I believe in Jackson Dart. Then he's growling with both Atlanta running backs, Algier and Bijan, on Monday Night Football. Wow, that could be 8.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
going to come down to Josh Allen on Monday night versus both the running back duo.
Well,
So no
and
matter
Terry,
who's in
if
there
he's
for
playing.
Atlanta, it's going to be points.
And Terry on the later Monday night game if he's
Oh my
playing. It's a
God.
double Monday night again.
Wow, so you're not starting DeMarcado at the moment.
Oh, and he's starting fucking Luther Burden on Monday.
Although you did
Jesus
get lucky with
Christ.
Jefferson on a bye. Jeez.
Oh, no, he's not
I'm not
starting Burden.
starting
Okay, hand up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This could be an AIDS matchup.
Really? So you're going with both Atlanta running backs over DeMarcado.
I
Interesting.
mean, this is gonna be an AIDS fest.
All right.
And the guy that just gets smacked by his coach.
JSN against Jacksonville. Kendrick Bourne in there, assuming Pearsall doesn't play. I'm assuming if Pearsall is playing, he's going to switch him. But Kendrick Bourne had a monster week.
They already
last
announced
week.
that Pearsall is likely not to play.
Okay. Then the newly acquired Theo Johnson tomorrow night against Phillies. He's got 2 Thursday night players. I don't know if I love that. Going with the double tight end strat with McBride against the Colts. Jameson Williams on Sunday night against Kansas City. He had a horrible game last week. This kind of feels like a sneaky game where he could have like a long catch for a touchdown against the Chiefs. And then Dicker against Miami. Man, this is a tough one to call. There's a lot of players on both sides that I don't like. There's injuries, there's buys. Oof. I mean, Mason and Jefferson definitely give Cheese a chance. If both those weren't on bye, then I definitely would lean Kroenke. I'm going to take Cheese just because I don't think Scary Terry's going to play. But I do like the Sutton and Ferguson matchups. I do like McCaffrey, Harvey, and Allen. I think those 5 alone are good enough to outperform Kroenke's like 3 players that he has, JSN, Bijan, and Hurts. So I'm going to take Cheese. It's going to be close. Could be a sneaky high-scoring game, even though they have issues. I'm going to take Cheese in a close one. Rat, who's winning this?
If this Cheese bye week, he is in trouble for the future.
Yeah, this ain't Cheese's bye week. When you say Cheese, when you say it's your bye week, we're assuming
Well,
like
because-
Allen and McCaffrey and Sutton are all
Allen
out.
is
Like,
next week.
what?
Allen is the week after this,
Buddy,
and
it's
then
not, a bye week is when you have like all your big players on bye
I'm
at
not-
the same
I don't-
time.
I don't
Not
have
spread
that. I don't have
across.
that. McCaffrey's not on the bye till the very last week of the season.
Okay, well then that's not a bye week. It's just you manage your buys as they come.
Well, it's
I don't think
it's
Scary
2
Terry
buys
plays
plus
this
an
week,
injury.
so I think that's a downgrade. So I think Kroenke can survive.
Okay.
I'm not
Kroenke
double
wins by
fucking
like
tight ends.
2. One or 2 points.
Oh, so close. Right down to the wire on Monday night,
Yep.
like always. All right. Zach.
So we have a quarterback playing on Monday night and 2 running backs.
Yes. So good potential for a tie. And
Imagine-
Cheese almost tied last week.
Imagine the fantasy gods just giving us what we want, what
Yep.
we all want.
They teased us
On
last
Monday
week on
night.
Monday night, and then
Just
this
a
week it
slight
actually
tease, and now it will be a tie, a Monday night miracle tie game.
All right. All right, Cheese, you sound optimistic. So
Look,
why are you
my
going to win this?
team is going to do what they've done all year. Josh Allen, McCaffrey, Ferguson, and Sutton are going to get 1 billion points, and then everyone else will do whatever, and I'll win.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I mean, I want to say, if Pusa was, fully healthy, it would be a lot different conversation. But the
Okay.
buys are helping me.
All right. So you're saying you're going to possibly get bailed out by these
Yeah, I
buys.
would say if there's a week for me to get bailed, it's this week.
So you're saying if you're 5-1, it's kind of lucky. Is what you're
No,
saying.
I do have very high points for.
Well, I'm
so-
just saying. I mean, if you go to
I'm saying
5-1,
this
then-
particular week, I'm getting a little bailed. But I still
Okay.
think McCaffrey puts a big number. Ferguson is a dream matchup. I think Jacoby Myers finally gets his touchdown. Josh
Okay.
Allen's gonna want revenge after
Holy
losing to the
shit, you're
Patriots.
asking for the whole team to get fucking.
CeeDee Lamb tears his ACL.
Jesus
Jesus,
Christ.
whole team's on
practice.
revenge. here.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Nico Collins tears his ACL
But he said
while getting
Jacob
fast
Cope.
food. Yeah.
Why
Wow.
you have to throw in Rats player there?
Yeah, what?
Fuck?
She just said Jacoby Myers gets touchdown like he's a fucking touchdown god from last year.
No, he has 0 touchdowns. He's
I
due for at least
just,
one.
I just want to know, Cheese, when you're watching Monday Night Football,
I don't know,
normally
well-
when you face Bijan, you love life when, like, on like one whole drive, they just have Algier in there the whole time.
Yeah,
And, they're
well,
just and you're just
that's the
loving life.
issue.
But now this week, you're gonna every time Atlanta has the ball, no matter what, that you got to worry about one of them.
No, he's got
I
a
know.
point. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm spoiling. Another thing is, I feel so bad for you, Cheese. It's gonna be a hard week without your big boys, Addison and Mark. So,
Hey, Addison's been good. You guys shit on all my players, but Addison's been good. It's
look,
getting a little fucking obnoxious.
Addison's been good since he came back. I think that was more a slight at Woody Marks.
Okay, Woody Marks,
He-
sure, but
He
Addison
said
has
Big
been
Boy
good.
and Woody Marks. That didn't happen this past week.
Look.
All right, Cronky, are you getting this win to go to 3-3 against Cheese with your bye issues? Be a big one for you.
I would have had this matchup locked if I didn't make that trade.
Okay, so are you already regretting the trade?
No.
I mean, it's a long-term trade.
I'm happy with the trade. I think that you'll be surprised by how good the Atlanta running backs do on Monday. I think that it's the safe choice to play Algier over Team Mercado.
I mean,
I think
Algier had 1 and then 10 and then 1 and then 10, so he's due for a 1, but you never know, I guess.
Yeah, Cronky.
Yeah.
That one
Only
point could
Cheese
get
team-
him a tie.
Only
I
Cheese
think
team.
I think it'll be very low scoring,
Low
but
scoring.
I
okay.
win.
Okay. Interesting.
Look, either way, I can tank a loss and then everyone's healthy next week. We'll see.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm not too pressed.
Yeah, that's the beauty of being 4-1. You could take a loss this week. A little more pressure on Cronky. You don't want to go to 2-4, but all right.
And even if Terry is not playing this week, I will say 95% he's back next week. So
I gotcha. All right, so
That's
there are
what
the
you said
matchups.
last week.
Just a friendly reminder, we have a lot of different games this week. We got a Thursday night game tomorrow. We got the Sunday morning game. We have 2 Monday night games again this week. So make sure you keep an eye on your lineups, and we'll see what happens in week 6. Good luck to everybody. Real quick